and she looked like a chipmunk with ginger snaps and milk. I didn't realize that she had a Jones.
She had a Jones for ginger snaps.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, from that day forth, when I would buy ginger snaps, I would have to hide the bag.
Right.
So for 2 years, I hid the bag in the top oven of the double oven.
Because you knew she'd never go.
Because I knew there would be absolutely no way that she was ever going to go and cook something. So for 2 years, it was hiding in the top oven.
Right.
Well, one day I'm talking, and she's sitting at the table, and I opened up the top oven door because I was going to turn it on to cook something.
Right.
And she saw the ginger snaps in there.
Dan got excited.
So I took them out. I said, well, I'll hide them someplace else. You won't know where they are. So then, you know, I got the rack with all my pots up in it.
Yeah, hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Right.
So I started hiding the ginger snaps in that pot. So for another year and a half, nothing.
They sat there.
They sat there because she's not about to pull a pot down to cook anything.
Right.
Well, one day I called her up and told her I needed
something to get started.
So when I got home, and I had forgotten they were in there, she had the ginger snaps sitting on the counter because she had found them. But rather than put them back so I wouldn't know she found them.
Right. What kind of thief is she?
Yeah, she left them out.
So she was busted.
Right. So now I have the ginger snaps hidden.
You can't say where.
No.
You showed me. You did show me.
You.
So to this day, you still hide them.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
and somewhere where there's
don't tell, because don't give her any hints.
Don't give her hints.
Because she will be, if she thinks she can find them,
she'll go hunting for them.
She'll go hunting for them.
Okay. All right. So now, next subject. So you are executive with mobile, and you decide, you know, you had kind of a cushy job. I know there was like 2-hour lunches, but you decide you want to pack it in.
I wouldn't quite describe it that way. I have a brother who is teaching.
Uh-huh.
And every time I would call him, he would be home. So I said to him, what kind of job do you have that you're home all the time?
Right.
So he said, well, I don't make the kind of money you make. So I thought, okay. So I go on vacation, and I look next to me on the chair, next to me on the beach, and there he is sitting there.
Right.
And I said, wait a minute. You don't make the kind of money I make. How are you going on vacation every time I go on vacation?
Right. So, these are good questions. I mean,
correct.
Yeah.
And plus, I was collecting a little too much money. I was starting to get where I could take care of myself and have some retirement.
Right. Who wants to do that's boring?
Right. But one of the things that bothered me about that is we've been married like 30-something years.
Yeah, it'll be 34 this summer.
Correct. So you have to like give out little tests to see if you have something happen to you when you get old, can you depend on her helping to take care of you?
Right.
Or will you be tossed off in a nursing home?
Right. And these are like subtle hints.
Subtle hints. No, but you don't tell what the game is.
Well, yeah, right.
So I go downtown, you know, and I play checkers with those guys downtown in Paramore's, which is like shoot 'em upville.
Right.
And so
it's the hood.
Right. So if I don't have my UCF, something that says UCF on it, I go down and they play checkers for like $5 a game.
Okay.
So I go down there and play checkers like I'm just one of the homies.
Right. You're blending.
Yeah. So a couple years ago, I'm sitting there playing, and this guy has a gun print in his pocket. So I said, "You got a gun in your pocket?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "You have a license to carry that thing?" And he looked at me and said, "I have a license to shoot it." So we're playing for like $5 a game. You know, you got to try and make a buck when you can.
Right. You're trying to scrape by.
I'm trying to get by.
Right.
So I beat him 2 games, and he hands me the $10. And I look at him, I said, "Are you mad yet?" He said, "I'll let you know when I get mad." I said, "Well, let me know the game before you get mad."
Yeah. You want to be ahead of the,
You know, I can't lose.
Yeah.
If I have to.
If I need to lose, I'll throw the game.
Correct.
For the bigger picture.
For the bigger picture. Right. So, and here's my test question for Toby, though.
Okay.
I come home, and I tell her that I was playing checkers, and this guy had a gun. And what she didn't realize, I was put a test out there.
That was a test.
Because if she said, "Honey, you know, you shouldn't be going down there. It's too dangerous. You shouldn't do that."
Right.
That means that she might take care of me.
She might change her like adult diapers. And
correct.
She's all in.
Correct.
She's all in.
What she said was, "Well, you know, I know where the insurance papers are." Well, you know, that's that says you got to go
Hey,
another
man,
direction.
look, the family's always kept it 100. We've always kept it real. I'm an accident.
Correct.
And if you get off, she got the insurance money. She's just letting you know. She's managing expectations is what we call it.
Okay. But what that says is, don't get to where you got too much money, or you got to sleep with like 1 eye open. So I said, well, I know how I'll make her love me forever. I'll just quit this mobile job, and I'll take a job teaching where I'm barely making ends meet.
Right.
So
the true test of love.
Right.
She didn't marry you for the money.
Right. And if you remember, when we first, I told you, I had to break the news to you guys we were getting married. It was like,
You say break the news like it was bad. It was all good.
No. Oh, wait a minute. You guys, you're trying to. You remember part of this, or you don't remember it correctly. Remember we had that room where we used to go in and wrestle?
Yes.
And she comes talking about she wanted a dining room in China.
Yeah, that probably was a good plan. Because you're still wrestling Vince and Anthony and me
Correct.
and Troy. Yeah,
And so now,
that's not a place to have
right,
furniture.
so now we're having this female move in the house with 6 dudes.
Yeah, but that's not the same as when you broke the news. That's cool, but then the unintended consequences is we can't be boys and mess things up.
And she would tell
and
me,
I get that.
And she would say, like, get those shoes out of the room and the basketballs. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, these are ballers. When you're sitting there watching TV, you want to reach down and fill your basketball, right? So
right.
She kept telling you guys, and I can see how that you guys are saying, I want to, the basketball in this family room. That's a family room, and we're part of the family. So one day you guys came in, and I had taken the TV upstairs.
Yes.
And I came downstairs, and we joked around and laughed around. And you said,
I didn't say anything.
We actually had laughed around about an hour or two, and nobody said a word about the TV. And when I got ready to go upstairs, Vincent said, "Hey, Pops, where's the TV?"
Right.
And I said, "Well, a guy came over to clean up your stuff,
and he took the
and
TV.
I loaned the TV to him. I told him he'd have to bring it back when you guys start cleaning the room up."
Right. So yeah,
a miracle.
The room got clean.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's going to be part of the conversation when the assisted living. That's that little incident right there. I'm gonna give you a debit on that.
A debit?
I'm gonna give you a debit on that.
Okay, here's where it should be a credit.
Okay.
You know how there was no harsh words ever passed?
There wasn't. No.
Right?
Uh-uh.
And I got you guys' attention. I didn't have to scream or holler.
No, you just hit us where it hurt with the TV. we couldn't watch hoops. Couldn't watch any sport. We couldn't watch MTV.
Right, but
what kind of cruel parent does that?
Well, it was like
you had to establish.
I had to back up Toby because it was important to her.
Your life partner, yes.
That's why. I teach grad school.
Right. And I wasn't sure you really did it. That's why I surprised you in your class to make sure you're actually doing what you said you were doing. Because I was thinking you were on the beach doing Sudokus all the time.
Right. Well, you saw I actually was in front of that was.
You were actually teaching. You were actually molding your minds.
Those were like future CPAs, by the way.
Yeah, because they were talking way over my head.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I always tell them, the first Thanksgiving when you're in school, like when you go away to school, that first Thanksgiving, don't go home.
No matter if you have a place to go.
If you don't have any place to go, stay in the dorm or rent a hotel room, but don't go home that first Thanksgiving.
The theory being?
The theory is that your parents will get the vision that when you go away to school and they're looking forward to you coming home because it'll be the first time you've been away, they're looking forward to you coming home, and then you tell them you're going home with your roommate.
Right.
They will love you more.
And let you get away with more.
And they will let you get away with more. And they won't fuss about you leaving the top off the milk, or whether you didn't make up the bed and put the right
or put your clothes away, or you didn't put the dishes in the sink.
Or put the dishes in the sink. They will be so happy that you're there. But you got to get that first Thanksgiving and don't go home.
Through that.
Yeah.
Just to get right. Again, managing expectations.
Exactly.
Well, I seem to remember when you dropped me off at Penn State, you guys almost didn't even stop the car. I had to tuck and roll, and you guys were back on the road. What kind of compassion is that? I'm a child, just naked to the world, and you just send me out off and you don't take me to.
That's the way you tell that story.
I mean, I had a mark on my shoulder from my tuck and roll out of the car, and you just threw my things out of the van.
That's why I don't think I'm related to you, because you embellish stories, and I don't embellish.
Look, that's the way I saw it, and that's my recollection of it. You can't say
you embellish, and I don't embellish.